The Nasca lines are an ancient wonder shrouded in mystery. Thousands of lines drawn in geometric patterns and distinct animal shapes across the desert have inspired many theories over the years. Located in the Nasca Desert in southern Peru, are a series of incredible geoglyphs etched into the arid surface. Sometime between 500 BCE and 500 CE. The first real reports of the lines came from Peruvian military and civilian pilots who flew over the area in the 1920s. Believed to have been created by the Nasca culture, the intricate lines, symbols, and animal glyphs run for several kilometers and are best appreciated from the air or high ground. The combined length of all the lines is over 1,300 kilometers, and the group covers an area of about 50 square kilometers. The lines are typically 10 to 15 centimeter deep. The ancient inhabitants of the plateau created the symbols and glyphs by removing the top layer of the reddish-brown iron oxide-coated pebbles, revealing a yellow-gray subsoil. Since weather rarely changes in the region and rain is very rare, the glyphs have survived for thousands of years. Curiously, most of the Nasca lines are best observed from the air, and are sometimes invisible to the human eye when observed from the ground. The largest Nasca lines are about 370 meters long. Experts have catalogued more than 800 straight lines, around 300 geometric figures, and as many as 70 biomorphs, designs of animals and plants. The ancient Nasca people flourished in the arid region of southern Peru between the 1st and 8th century AD. The first mention of the Nasca lines can be traced back to Pedro Cieza de Leon, a Spanish conquistador and chronicler of Peru, in his book of 1553, where he mistook them for trail markers. The lines have been studied for decades. Paul Kosok, an American historian from the Long Island University, is credited as the first scientist to study the Nasca lines properly. The exact reason why the Nasca created intricate symbols, lines, and biomorphs remains a mystery. However, one theory argues the ancients created them to be seen by their deities in the sky. Some researchers have proposed that the Nasca lines were created with a connection to astronomy and cosmology, and were intended to act as a sort of an ancient observatory, to point to distant places in the horizon, where the sun and other celestial bodies rose. Or set during astronomical events like solstices. Others argue that the lines could indicate water flow or even irrigation schemes, or may even be part of an ancient ritual to summon water. Philispit Luger, a senior astronomer at the Adler Planetarium, performed computer models of star alignments and argued that the giant spider at Nasca is an anamorphic diagram of the constellation Orion. Many theories, but not one that has been agreed upon. And while experts have wondered for decades what the Nasca lines meant, why they were created, and what message the ancients were trying to convey, a YouTuber has created a massive map and plotted the entire Nasca lines worldwide. Using Google Earth, the YouTuber found that if you plot the Nasca lines over the entire planet, they convey at one specific point, Angkor Wat, an ancient temple complex in Cambodia, and curiously, one of the largest religious monuments ever erected on Earth, with an area of 162.6 hectares. What he discovered was an antipodal point. In mathematics, the antipodal point of a point on the surface of a sphere is the point that is diametrically opposite to it. Call it coincidence or not, it certainly is interesting to see the Nasca lines from this perspective. The question that has always puzzled archaeologists and others who study the history of South America is, how did they get the Nasca lines? Why were they made, and made with such precision?